Welcome to Wealth Creation Investing's Monday Market Outlook. Matthew Buckley, the Chief Investment Strategist here at WCI. We have a holiday-shortened trading week this week with Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday, but don't be fooled by it. We have some important macroeconomic data coming out, at least here in the United States. We have some geopolitical events that, the rest of the world really doesn't care about Thanksgiving, so to speak. But let's take a look at what's on the flight schedule. And obviously, a holiday-shortened week can be extremely volatile. Why? Low volume, right? So if there's not a lot of volume, a big move is magnified, right? So the macroeconomic reports I'm going to have my eye on tomorrow, a lot of housing, building permits, housing starts, S&P Case-Shiller Composite Index, and the Conference Board, the consumer confidence numbers, Richmond Fed, and then HPI. If you don't know what HPI is, let me click on this real quick. It talks about housing mortgages purchased. The mortgage purchased by Fannie and Freddie. So as you can see, Tuesday is going to be a very big housing day. On Wednesday, right before, as probably everybody's going to be caring about Turkey and all that type of stuff, durable goods, weekly unemployment claims, which obviously are usually on Thursdays, we're going to have on Wednesday. Durable goods, Chicago PMI, so Midwest manufacturing, and revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation numbers. So as you can see, at least in the first 3 days of the week, a little action-packed. So again, low volume, macroeconomic data that either is a big hit or a big miss can potentially move the market in a big way. Thursday, we're obviously off. And then Friday, we come back with crickets chirping, at least here in the United States. As far as around the world, though, we have got to talk about this historic blunder, Barack Obama's and John Kerry's Neville Chamberlain moment. The deal signed over the weekend in Geneva more or less seals the fate of the Middle East, that there is going to be a nuclear-armed Iran. It doesn't lessen the chances of a nuclear-armed Iran. It actually approves it and says, well, you can't do certain things, which obviously the president, the arms negotiator, they don't run Iran. The Ayatollah does. And 3 days before this agreement signed, still chanting death to America and, the great Satan and all that type of stuff. So if you think that this deal makes us any safer, you're an idiot. No offense. This is a very, very bad deal, to steal Benjamin Netanyahu's words. And all it's going to do is create an arms race in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia, many of the Gulf states, absolutely quiet on this deal. Saudi Arabia, there was a report over the weekend that Israel military officers were in Saudi Arabia over the weekend, checking out military bases and preparing for potential strike. And back channels, the Saudi Arabians have said to Israel, hey, whatever you guys need to take out Iran, we're here for you. When Saudi Arabia's interests are aligned exactly with Israel's, which are the opposite of ours, we're in bizarro world, folks. This is going to get ugly very quickly. And some liberal commentators over the weekend, well, this makes a strike by Israel even less probable. I'll also call them idiots. If you think Israel cares about this deal or cares, actually they do care about the deal because it makes them more in danger. Like I said, it makes the odds of Iran getting a bomb sooner a lot higher. Horrible deal, folks. This is, and I love how the Obama administration is trying to tout this as a historic achievement. So did Neville Chamberlain when he said there'll be peace in our time, right? I have this document signed by Adolf Hitler. Really? How'd that turn out for us? Also over the weekend, folks, China just woke up and put an ADIZ, an Air Defense Identification Zone, in the over in their area, over disputed islands, Senkaku Islands. They're controlled by Japan, but China claims them, or they call them the Diaoyu Islands. This is. We had John Kerry and Secretary of Defense Hagel come out with strong rebukes about China. And China essentially saying, well, you guys can suck it. We're going to do whatever we want to do. So China woke up, put an air defense identification zone over islands that Japan says they own and control. If you don't think this is going to get uglier, then you're foolish as well. This just kind of shows the diminished power of the United States. the president has achieved his mission objective of just kind of putting us back to a third-rate power, right? Even the president of Afghanistan, Hamid Karzai, isn't signing any security deal until the president admits that he made a bunch of mistakes. The United States made a bunch of mistakes. Really? Could you imagine all this happening under Ronald Reagan's watch? Just absolute embarrassment, folks, going on around the world. The United States is just really a backbencher. Going to be like I said, a light trading week, but we have weekly options coming up this morning. If you're not in our weekly options program over at Top Gun Options, well, here's what you missed out on last week. Bet $8,700 in gains on 4 trades. That's pretty shit hot, excuse my French. We've been having an absolute blast in our weekly options. Check out since October 1st. Anybody remember what happened in October? Government shutdown, debt ceiling fight, $25,000 in gains, in profit since October 1st. But even with the holiday shortened week and light volume week, folks, we're going to put at least 3 weekly options trades when we do our live trade brief this morning. Talking about this 1800 line. Broke the 1800 line. It was resistance there for a while. Now we see some airspeed through it. And traders, at least at Top Gun Options, know that these round numbers tend to act as magnets. Look at this 1700 level on the S&P. It was pulled up to it. We went back through it, pulled up to it again, and then boom, rocket up to the next level. That's what we tend to do around these round numbers, these magnet levels. Even though we have high frequency trading algorithms, it's a mental level. And until they take over and kill us all, these high-frequency trading algorithms are programmed by humans, okay? So we're going to be talking about that in our live trading session. And then tomorrow morning in our primary live trade brief over at Top Gun Options, we're going to be talking about 2014 in general because I did a lot of reading over the weekend, a lot of research, talking to a lot of people about their 2014 outlooks. And it's very interesting, folks. Now, obviously, they can all be wrong, but I found a couple optimists, but even the optimists had one eye towards the exit. And, of course, many of you as retail traders are piling into this market right now, which could be a potentially very, very dangerous thing. Okay, so I got to get going. Got to knock out my weekly options live trade brief at Top Gun Options. If you're interested in checking out our weekly options program, give us a call at 888-308-2112. Also want to give you a heads up that tomorrow at 1 and 9 p.m. we're going to be doing a presentation with the BlackBay Group. We are in a strategic relationship with the BlackBay Group, Chicago-based hedge fund and RIA and CTA, and they've been just knocking it out of the park year to date. So click on the registration link in this email so you can register for one of our preview or briefs with the BlackBay Group and see how you can potentially open a managed account with these folks, return nearly 150% since inception around 2009. So that's some pretty shit hot performance that I want you to know about. So if you're interested, I know many of you like to do it yourself, but with some of that money, maybe it's a good idea to potentially diversify and have somebody else go do some fishing for you as well as you're fishing at the other end of the pond. Okay, got to run. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll be back over at Top Gun tomorrow with our Tuesday sit rep. We'll see you.